Hello, my friends. Today's video will be about immigration, and I'll try to give you some personal examples from my life and also some political examples or the trends that are spread here in this country. Well, I've been here in the United States for more than 20 years, so I had enough time to, I think, figure certain things out. I lived in Eastern Europe, almost the same amount of time, and I traveled almost all around Europe. In certain countries, I lived longer. In certain other countries, I just uh, traveled. Before I got here to United States of America, I had a chance to visit some Western European countries, and I was very impressed how orderly the society was, how calm uh, people were around you, how nice most of the time compared to where I come from. It was a big change, big difference, a positive experience. Obviously, as it is the case in any society, um, you have uh, subcultures and certain areas where you wouldn't want to go, and people that you would not want to associate with. But I think that if you try to stay in the mainstream society, like the dominant culture, you would would be satisfied with the life that you would live. So one of the countries that I stayed the longest in Europe, not only traveled, was Sweden. Sweden is hailed here in the United States by the leftists, socialists, as the paradise. Norway, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, the Nordic European countries, and the socialists here, called liberals or however you want to call them, they are very impressed, but they hear bits and pieces from what's going on over there. I do not claim to know everything about anything. I will just provide some pieces of information that I encountered in my direct experience and by reading, by talking with people who live in those countries. So I stayed, for instance, in Germany many times, in France, Italy, obviously Sweden. I've been through Switzerland, Austria, um, just to mention a few countries from the Western Europe. I also traveled to Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Poland, Romania, um, so I can compare Eastern Europe versus Western Europe. So I've been to those countries, and then I finally got to United States. And when I got United States, I fell in love with United States, uh, with its people, with the way the its culture, um, the society, the cities, the roads, the freedom that was just different. The attitude of the people here was just and is just different than in Western or in Eastern Europe, people are more independent, and they are more as individuals in a way that they don't accept everything what is given to them by the government or by other people in the neighborhood or people that they interact. They're nicer, I would say, than obviously where I come from. And I love this country. I love this country. I would rank it the best country in the world where I've been and where I lived. It doesn't mean that I don't love other countries or I don't like other countries. It's not by elimination. If I like this one, I hate everything else. It's just that this one fits me. And I would like to talk about certain things that uh, these people here, the Americans, are just take them for granted, and they compare this country with an utopia, with an ideal. So when you put against an ideal anything, is going to fall short. So the younger generation, not really younger generation, I would say starting about whoever is 50, 60 here, it would be like in the United States, let's say in the 1970s, when they were teens in the 70s, 80s, they were indoctrinated with a post modernist ideology that obviously came from Frankfurt School. I'll talk about it in a different video. And it poisoned, I would say, the mind of free thinking people and freedom loving society like this one. So, as I said, I've been here more than 20 years, and in these 20 years, I've seen a decadence, a drop in all these qualities of the society I found, and which was what, 20 years ago, 20 some years ago. And from what I read and things I'm watching on the TV and so on, it's just a different. Just watch programs from the 70s, 60s, 80s versus what you will watch now. It would be like watching, for instance, and don't take this analogy lightly, uh, what we were provided in the communist system in Romania, for instance, when I was a teenager, versus the programs, TV programs we were provided after the 1989, which showed illiterate people, uh, ladies of the night being the host of certain and were illiterate, and people who were just it looked like the society turned upside down, like the subculture was the dominant culture, or they tried to impose the subculture to the rest of the society, and they tried to copy everything that was abroad, which was not always good. So here in this country, I just saw a decrease in people's support for the American values, and a lot of people here, I hear them hating this country, or really saying that they hate this country, and they compare it with an absolute, with an utopia. They don't compare it with other countries, and the reason why they don't compare it is the reasons is one because they are um, not well read, uninformed, not yeah, uninformed. They don't have the information necessary to make an analysis or compare. And the second one is the way of thinking. They were indoctrinated in school, starting from kindergarten to college, mainly to college, um, when they got to college and so on. So they uh, are very, very spoiled. These teenagers that are just used as pawns by interest. Everything's about power, but they don't know it because they are ignorant. Well, we all were ignorant, or and still are compared with others, obviously, but it doesn't mean that we should just keep our mouth shut because we don't know it all. Same with them; they can say certain things, but they don't like to debate. They don't like the realm of ideas, exchange of ideas, and debate. They can't debate because they don't have arguments. They don't even have arguments. They're having arguments provided to them by other interests like professors in universities, school, mass media, uh, already made stereotypical arguments without the logic that would support that. I would, for instance, I would like to make it. I don't know how to call it mandatory. I don't like the mandatory ideas because that's a infringement of people's liberties. But since you still have to to get a job, you have to go through jump through some hoops. Uh, I would make it as a requirement for each person who, maybe not each person, but in high school, in order to graduate, I will make a program where teenagers, or maybe students, not students, teenagers, uh, 11th grade, 12th grade, uh, maybe even younger, go and stay in, for instance, in Eastern Europe for for 8 months, a year, live with a family, see the life as they live it, not being provided with allowance every month from home, but stay with them over there and try to go through the system and see how they live. Go to school and fail because what the school, the educational system here is very low compared with, still compared with those guys over there. As it was when I was, for instance, in Eastern Europe, we were laughing Germans off and the French, and they were like very low. So I would send them over there and then bring them back and release them in the society here. So at least they could compare firsthand how other societies are, other societies. They don't have this experience and they are just indoctrinated by utopic professors who stay and they lecture from their ivory tower somewhere, and they don't have hands-on experience. They don't have really life experience, and the experience they have, it's usually cushion. Uh, it's an experience that is just fake, phony. They're protected. This society is a very, very protected society. It's very easy to make it in here. It's very easy to make a living here and to succeed. I will make the next video. I will discuss it. I will discuss my direct experience with this country and how easy, I would say, it was for me to, I don't know, reach the level and surpass the level that I wanted to attain, to reach. And I still think this is the greatest country in the world. I love this country. And these guys who try to say otherwise, they're just are ignorance, or simply they don't have the experience, obviously, to compare or compare it with an ideal, and everything falls short if you compare everything with an ideal. Um, well, um, until next time, I wish you stay strong and smart. See you next time. Bye bye.